Bam. We back. We back. Always back.
Every week.
Like clockwork.
Except when we're not. We won't talk about that.
We only miss 1 week.
I'm just.
Consistency is key, and we're gonna get them some more content. What days we supposed to be releasing that content? I sent you. Okay, whatever.
We recording with my phone. How supposed to know?
I don't need your judgment. Okay.
Hey, you guys.
How are you
Good
guys
evening,
today?
good morning, good afternoon.
Welcome
Feliz
back
Navidad.
to the channel.
Yes.
Welcome back to the channel. Bam. How are y'all today? Y'all can't answer me. Leave it in the comments.
Like Blue's Clues. What'd you say? Great. I've been home with the kids too much because it's like all those cartoons where they're like, yeah, I'm great too.
Did.
So yeah, that's how my day is going.
We got these foster kids, and I don't be realizing how many pictures I take of these kids for their parents who, in my opinion, deserve nothing from me. But yeah, so I'm looking for something, and all I see is child. It's not what I'm looking for. It's not what I'm looking for at all. It's cool though. It's supposed to be on Mondays and Wednesdays that we release the additional videos. Y'all see me getting it together for us? So y'all can have more content, so I can get better at this. Like, I don't know how to speak English properly. So I can get better at this YouTube thing. You know, consistency is key. But y'all know what
Put that
we're
on a
here
t-shirt.
for.
Podcast.
As usual. So we gonna get right into it.
I don't know what you here for, but I'm here for the podcast.
That's my wife, y'all. I love her. I do. I really do.
Sometimes I talk in a deep voice and try to get her to call me Donald.
It's not happening.
In my Donald voice.
Do y'all know where that's from? Some catfish. In my Tony voice.
In my Tony voice.
My voice doesn't even get that deep.
Yeah, mine gets pretty deep.
I have a pretty high voice. Well, it's not like super high, but I don't have a deep voice really. Unless I'm like trying to get in somebody behind about something, then you know you gotta put a little bass in there. But it's cool though, because that's not what we're here for.
Not here for Donald. Okay, let's do the podcast before I get divorced.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another marvelous day. Have I used marvelous before? I'm gonna make a list so I know what I've used and I can use new words every time. With Wifey and Wifey. I am Wavy and this is Baby. Say hey.
Hey, I'm Tuesday. Welcome to Wifey and Wifey. This podcast is me and my wifey talking about lifey. I'm trademarking that.
Me and my wifey talking about lifey. That's cool.
Remember, follow along with us on YouTube. We post the videos and our shenanigans before, during, and after. Yeah. And today we have a really interesting topic
that I'm sure a bunch of you homo people, I don't know what y'all call yourself, LGBTQIA plus folks,
Alphabet Mafia, yeah,
will be interested in.
Yeah, so this is based on kind of recent events after Lil Nas X decided to drop his little cute little video. So we decided we were going to talk about being a Christian and gay, religious trauma, and our personal spiritual journeys. But before we do, let's check in. How are you, my love?
I'm good. So this is like a week old, but I mean y'all wouldn't know because I only talk to y'all once a week. But I hurt my shoulder at work, so I've been at work big kicking it because a lot of what I do at work is like lifting heavy stuff, right? And I can't because my shoulder's messed up.
Yeah.
So the lady at the clinic, she gave me steroids to take. And she was all hype about it. Like, make sure you take them in the morning because the steroids are going to give you so much energy and you're not going to be able to go to sleep. So don't take it at night. Every single time I took this damn steroid, I've been ready to pass the fuck out. I've been at work yawning so bad. Like, at one point the other day, I promise you, I yawned like 20 times in 2 minutes. I thought I was going to be asleep at my desk. She lied. I need to start taking them at night. But I don't want to like skip a day so I can take it at night. So I'm not taking 2 during the day. So I just been dealing with taking them during the day. So that's where I'm at. I am happy that I don't have to do no work while I'm at work though. I basically am just up there talking to my friends all day, kicking it because I can't do my real job. So that's where I am. How are you, babe?
Okay, I am good. Allergy season is on and poppin', so that's been awesome sauce. Also, the kids, on the scale of 1 to annoying, have been on 3,000. Probably the last couple days. Still love them. They're still so cute and so great, but I am exhausted. This mom, quote unquote, is tired. So yeah, that's how I'm doing.
That's how baby's doing.
Yeah.
Anyway, I asked y'all how y'all was doing already.
Still great? Yeah.
Dead. How y'all feel about this topic we about to get into? Leave some comments down below.
Yeah.
Do y'all have any? I always hear like traumatic experiences with religion from people in our community. Does anybody have any positive experiences with religion for you?
You
folks?
sounded so hopeful about that too when you said it.
I am hopeful because I didn't have a negative religious experience.
Yeah.
So like a lot of the times when people tell me, I think they expect, things from me, and I just didn't. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Do y'all have any positive experiences? Y'all can tell us all your experiences, but I specifically just wonder how many other people out there had positive experiences as well. So, leave it down in the comments. Since y'all here, like the video and subscribe. I don't know what that stuff is. I don't handle all this type of thing. So like, comment, subscribe, wherever it may be. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
You know where it is. It's YouTube. It ain't changed. Back to the pod.
And we back. We back. We back. We back. And again, we are talking about religious experiences, traumas, our spiritual journeys personally, and being a Christian while also being a member of the Alphabet Mafia. You know what I'm saying?
The
LGBTQIA plus community.
Yeah.
So, where you want to start with this today?
I guess we could talk about religious trauma because you were kind of talking about that off mic. About how so many people in the LGBTQIA plus community, most of the time our interactions with religion, not just Christianity, is pretty traumatic. Personally, I've had quite a few people tell me that I'm going to hell for being a lesbian, but that kind of was, just kind of another crazy Tuesday night for me. You said you really didn't have any religious trauma or anything?
No, not necessarily. I mean, I grew up in church, and the just people that I was around as a kid and as I came out, generally were accepting. I think the biggest hurdle I had to overcome when it comes to religion and the people around me was my mom. She had this really negative view of what she assumed my life would be like. I don't know what it was. I've never really just sat down and talked to her about it because honestly, I don't know if it's the Pisces in me or the middle child in me, but I didn't give a fuck. Because at the end of the day, I have to live my life for me, which is something that she raised me to feel.
Yeah.
Don't ever let somebody else take away your happiness for themselves. Like, you teach me this and then, like, try to take my happiness away because you don't want me to be gay. Like, the summer after I came home from, like, college or whatever, my mom was still telling me that she was putting me in her Bible. And which is crazy because, y'all, I've read the whole Bible backwards and forwards. I grew up that type of child where we were in church all the time. So it's like, all right, mama, you do what you gotta do, you know. Yeah. But to me, that wasn't really, I mean, I guess some people would consider that as a religious trauma for me, but it really wasn't. Yeah. Like, I wasn't, like, in church with people telling me that I was gonna go to hell all the time. I don't think I ever even started hearing that type of narrative until I was, like, out in the world and other people were telling me those types of things. So to me, it's not like a religious trauma because I had a great religious experience. I grew up, I praise danced, I was in the choir, I ushered at my church. Like, I participated in so many things and it didn't really matter what my sexuality was.
We weren't really very active in the church. My stepdad was a PK, which was a preacher's kid. So he felt like he had gone to church enough throughout his life, and especially like during like football season, wasn't no church. We wasn't going. So yeah, that was basically that, which was really weird because we would see his parents and they would be like, when's the last time you went to church? And they were pastors, so it'd be like, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. So I'd be like, last time we saw y'all 3 months ago, Easter. So we weren't very like super Bible thumping religious. Religious trauma, if you don't know, is just any traumas that you absorb from religion, practicing religion, or other people kind of dumping their religion and their beliefs on you. And it doesn't necessarily have to be people's Christianity and their homophobia that's so common. Me personally, a lot of the religious trauma that I had growing up was of like just going to hell and the rapture and the world ending. Like, you know, especially like in black church, they be like, you never know when he gonna come. The world, you should just any day now. And it would just scare the hell out of me. I would literally have nightmares about the world ending. But as far as like any homophobia or anything like that, we just weren't in church enough for that to be the case. And I guess just transitioning to spiritual journey, I do consider myself a Christian, but since my parents didn't take us to church as kids, I basically had to learn and turn to God by myself and read my Bible. And you know, I found my way there outside of the church, so it didn't ever really matter what anybody else was telling me to feel or believe, because I'd already had that conversation with God, basically.
I mean, that makes sense. I just want to go back for a second because I have a question kind of for you, baby, but y'all can give y'all's input as well. Because I think about it now, and it's like, back then, I guess, I really don't see it as a trauma, but I kind of wonder. So, like, everybody has a point in time where they realize, like, I'm gay, you know? And I remember vividly, like, having that realization maybe in middle school, maybe like 13, and then being like, what can I do about this? To try to fix myself, you know what I mean? And I think that's why whenever like it came to like coming out to my mom and like her finding out, I didn't come out to my mom. My mom drugged me out of the closet on some other stuff. That's a whole nother story. Yeah. I had already prayed about it, tried to pray my own gay away, not because I didn't want to be gay because of implications. It was just like, you grow up and people just feel like it's such a bad thing, especially growing up in the church, you know? And it's like, do I really want to deal with that? You know, like, so by the time anybody actually found out I was gay, I was over it. Like, God obviously wanted me to be this way because I talked to him about it and he didn't take these feelings away from me. Exactly. So I've decided me and my Jesus,
We
that
good.
is good.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't. Is that a trauma? Like, because to me, it's just like it's just something that was just the process I took because I was pretty deep in my faith and still am to this day. To where it's just like I had questions for the Lord, and I needed Him to give me some answers.
Just Him, though. No one else.
Nobody else. Yeah.
No
So
one else.
I just wondered.
Yeah, I think I guess it could be a trauma, maybe like not a big T, but a little T trauma.
Maybe.
I kind of went through a similar like, why God, I'm going to hell, but it was literally for like 2 days. I processed things.
I mean, for me that was like a year.
Yeah, and I was
like
older
a year.
than I was probably like 16.
I was young. I was in middle school, and my mom didn't let us date when you're a kid. You can't date till you're 16. But you know, kids do what they do, and I'm my mother's child. She's a middle child, and so am I. Sneaky, sneaky, sneaky. And I'ma do what I do. That's my business. So basically, I dated guys when I was in middle school to kind of like see how I felt about it, and even then, like me and Donica were talking about this earlier on some totally different topic. But not to be funny, but there's really nothing about a man that attracts me.
Yeah.
That young. I dated men in high school too, just to, make sure that it still wasn't something that I wanted, because I wasn't out either. And it just, I'm good.
Yeah.
Hard bodies do not attract me.
No, I likes the ladies.
But I mean, as far as like my own spiritual journey, I think I would say now I'm definitely more spiritual. You can't see this.
Yeah.
Spiritual than I am like religious. I do still consider myself a Christian, but I think I've kind of expanded to like more of a universe view, but still like believing in God, if that makes any sense. And I mean, I kind of got there on my own. I'm one of those people that will do research upon research to figure out what I want to be doing. So I mean, I know people from a lot of religious backgrounds, especially like growing up where I did, and people kind of grow and diverge into different areas. So I know people from all types of backgrounds that believe all types of things now that we're adults. And I've done a lot of research on other religions, and that's just where I find the most comfort within myself, I guess.
Yeah, similar. Like I said, I've never been totally like 100% religious. I didn't grow up in the church. I just kind of found my way to Christianity and getting saved and loving the Lord. But yeah, I mean, I kind of have more of a universal and open-minded view. Like, I definitely just got in a TikTok argument with somebody like a couple months ago, because basically the video was like something about things from paganism that Christians took, and I was like, oh, fun fact. But they were like, no, don't you ever question God and all this. But it's like, you can't think that. I mean, you can think whatever you want to, but I don't think that Christianity or any religion or society exists in any type of bubble. It's all expanded and branched intertwined into each other. So yeah, just probably a little bit more open-minded than probably most Christians would like anybody to say.
Even as a kid, my mom always, especially since she had girls, like encouraged us to be inquisitive, even when it came to like our religion, because I just personally don't believe that God wanted you to be on this earth and never ask a question.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he wants you to believe, but asking a question is not questioning your faith.
Exactly.
To me personally, like, you're supposed to want to know more, and how do you learn if not by asking questions and finding the answers? That's just my view.
Yeah. I think that's kind of where a lot of people find issue in even just the Lil Nas X situation or similar situations, depending on the scale. I think they feel like anytime anyone speaks out about Christianity, especially even people in the LGBT community, if they speak out about something that's happened to them, that it's not just expressing concern or questions, but it's actually an attack on their faith and questioning what they believe in. And I don't think it's actually ever like that. And even if it is, like, my personal feelings is you can't say anything that's going to change my mind about what I believe in this stage of my life. I'm very comfortable with my faith and my relationship with God. So what does it matter that Lil Nas was throwing it in a circle?
I mean, even on that same tip, there's like this saying, and it's like, for those who believe, no proof is necessary, but for those who don't believe, no proof is like you can't
It's
provide
good
them
enough,
proof,
yeah.
like it's never gonna be there.
And that's the truth.
I mean, but I think just talking about like our traumas and spiritual journeys, I always find it weird. One of the questions I get a lot as a lesbian that also has a higher spiritual power that I believe in, you know, I believe in God or whatever, is like, how you gay? Like, because that's how I am.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like, I think people want you to have gone through such a horrible experience and like coming out of it on the other side. I don't personally know anybody that was gay, found religion, and was straight. And that's just my own personal thing. Like, I don't physically know anybody that I've ever met in my life in person that has had that experience. Yeah, sure. I've seen people online, people at poetry slams that claim to have been gay for 10 years and woke up one morning and they were straight.
Yeah.
I personally just don't see that ever happening, because there's never been a time in my life that I've been attracted to men. And even if I woke up one morning and was like, damn, that dude's kind of fine, I'm not then going to be like, I'm not attracted to bitches no more. Like,
exactly.
You know, like that just, I'm not going to not be attracted to women just because I was attracted to one dude. And it's like, I think people just want you to have that
revelation,
to be a Christian the way they're a Christian,
yeah.
You know? And you can't make me not be a Christian, not believe in God because I'm gay. But I do know a lot of gay people that have that experience to where they can't even think about believing in God or being a Christian or even stepping foot into a church because of the traumas that they've been through.
Yeah.
And to me, that is the most terrible thing, because like, God is love. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're supposed to feel like warm, encompassed, and like feel like somebody has your back even when nobody in this world has your back. And you're taking that from people because of your bigoted views, and that's bullshit.
Yeah, and I know this conversation can be definitely triggering for a lot of people, because our experiences weren't bad, there are people who have had terrible experiences, and we just want to acknowledge that. And because I've heard crazy things, whether it's religion or just people being super homophobic.
Like, there's a platform, like a YouTube creators that we watch. I watch them more religiously than Donica does, and I follow them so much. And one of them was basically telling a story about how when people in her church found out that she was gay, that they basically stopped her from participating in all activities that the church did. She could no longer sing in the choir. She could no longer dance with the dancers at the church. She couldn't even go on church activities because she was gay, and they basically ostracized her. And she grew up in this church. Like, that is terrible.
Yeah. Like,
for a church to say that they love you and embrace you and everything that you are, and then they find out one small piece of you and just are like, we're good on that.
Yeah,
like, especially that's trash.
When, just we all fall short as human beings. So even if you do think gay is a sin, you would have a hard time convincing me of that. But even if you do think that, you know, having kids out of wedlock is a sin, drinking is a sin, smoking, eating too much is. There's a lot of things that are a sin.
Damn near everything we do in this world today,
exactly,
has been a sin in the Bible at one point in time.
Exactly. So it's very close-minded to say that, oh, you're forgiven for doing this, but you, little gay kid, you going straight to hell with gasoline draws line.
Yeah, and that's kind of like where Donica's with the Lil Nas X situation, because it's like, this man is chilling.
He really is.
He chilling. Like,
that young man is having the time of his life.
And it's like...
And I stand.
Exactly.
I stand.
You know, I'm all for anybody's creative expression. Like, is it something that I personally would do? Probably not.
Definitely.
But I'm not I'm not one of those people that are like just out there like doing crazy shit all the time. I'm a very laid back person, so of course it's not something I would do. But I also don't have a problem with it, because at the end of the day, like, what y'all gonna do? Y'all aren't out here protesting devil worshippers, like the actual ones that are doing crazy shit and sacrificing people's bodies or whatever. Like, you know, I don't know nothing about devil worship. If there are any of y'all out there, please don't come for me. I don't know what y'all do. That's y'all business. But the point I'm trying to get across is, like, y'all not out here protesting them, but y'all literally protesting this young man for bringing to life what y'all have told him is going to happen to him all his life for being gay. Yeah. You're going to hell. Y'all are literally mad because he turned the situation around on y'all and was like, well, if I'm going to go to hell, I might as well be the queen. I might as well be the queen bitch of hell. And y'all mad.
He really did say, you know? If I'm going to go, I'm going to slay. Yes.
That's your fault.
And I think people have made it's only because he is gay. Because there's been plenty of rappers that have made reference to the Bible, to Satanism, and, you know, all types of craziness. 3-6 Mafia, you know, do you remember when we were kids and they were like, 3-6 Mafia, if you play their music backwards, it's like praises to the devil. Do you remember that rumor?
I do not remember that.
I don't know if it's true or not. As a kid, I didn't, you know, do that. But there's been tons of rappers who have like these crazy stories about how they sold their soul to the devil, and if you play this track on minute 10 and listen to him, he's saying hail Satan. But it's never like an issue to this scale. But it's like when Lil Nas X does it, it's like,
people feel like he took it to the extreme, which, you know, maybe he did, but okay. That's that man's business.
It is.
That's how I feel. That is his business. That is his business. That is his song. That is his video. It is his creative expression to do with his video as he pleases. Y'all was mad when the man did Old Town Road. You mad about this? Like, just let him live his fucking life.
And
because
honestly,
he tried to come out and be who he was, and y'all didn't like it. Now he's still being who he is, and y'all still don't like it. So he not gonna win with some of y'all either way.
Yeah.
So he might as well just be happy creating what he wants to create and be kicking it.
Yeah, and I think it's his art, his music, his experience to express the way he wants to. It is also that man's soul. And if he's doing something over there besides twerking on the devil, then that's none of my business. That's his business.
Yeah.
And I don't know why more people can't just be like, hey, this is none of my business. But, yeah, it's interesting. I like the song. It's been stuck in my head for days. I've been following him on TikTok and all the nonsense, and I just think it's so funny how our society and Christians at large are letting a 21-year-old man, but really child, troll them. Because that's all that's happening. But,
yeah, I mean, this is one of those topics where you could go on and on with somebody.
Yeah, you really could.
And go back and forth about what's right, what's wrong, how you feel, this and that. But
no one's mind ever gets changes. Yeah.
Exactly. Like I said earlier, there's really not much you can do. Me and Donica were kind of talking, and we have a friend that literally before she met us had I don't know what type of views about lesbian couples or gay couples, um, but it's like you meet us and you realize like, oh, they're Christians, they're nice people, they do the right thing, they're cool, they're laid back, they're down to earth, and it just kind of changes your view. And I think that's really the only way that I've seen where people come to terms, to grips, and realize that they've really been tripping their whole life on some shit that don't even matter. Because at the end of the day, I'm just like you. I'm a Christian and I'm a good person.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, where my view of Christianity comes in. It's like, I grew up with certain morals and values, and I still have those morals and values to this day.
Yeah.
I just happen to be a woman who fell in love with another woman. And you just assume that because I fell in love with another woman that I don't have any more values. That all my values that were taught to me throughout my whole life, I just threw them in the trash. Like, fucking stomped on them and burned them, you know what I'm saying? Which is insanity.
It is.
That shit is stupid. Like, no, my mother raised me to be a certain type of way, and I'm still that way to this day, and I probably will be for the rest of my life because those are my core values. Yeah. And it doesn't matter whether I'm a lesbian or not.
Yeah, and I think just kind of macro, not even to anything to do with really Christianity per se, but that's one of the reasons why it's so important for us to have this whole platform, Wifey and Wifey, is to kind of just step up and be not necessarily the role models, but the representation that maybe a lot of people don't see. We're literally just like regular ass people just doing regular ass shit. Like the podcast is just the podcast, the Instagram is just the Instagram. We're literally just two regular ass women who, my wife goes to work, I stay with the kids, she comes home, we talk for a little bit, watch Criminal Minds, and we go to sleep. We don't do no crazy, we are really just like everybody else. And I don't think a lot of people get a chance to see just gay people being normal. So that's kind of where we stand as far as what we want to build our platform on, and kind of just our experiences with religion, spirituality, and all that jazz. But for right now, we're going to take another quick break, and then when we get back, we'll do a little quick wrap up.
Anyway, how y'all feel about the topic today? Leave it in the comments. Leave us some suggestions, maybe, if y'all love us, because we need it. I mean, we don't. We have a list of suggestions, but we'll take some if y'all have it. You ain't starting nothing.
All right, welcome back, you guys. Thanks so much for hanging with us today. I'm talking about, like I said, religion, spirituality, Lil Nas X and his video on it poppin'. So yeah, let us know how you feel about this topic. Share your stories with us. Mainly, you can hit us up on Instagram. That's at Wifey, the letter N, Wifey, Wifey and Wifey. Also, YouTube, you can see all of our shenanigans before, during, and after. The hot takes in between recording audio. And also, I'm saying also a lot. And you're making weird faces. Yeah, leave us leave us reviews on Apple Podcasts and anywhere else you can, because we could use the support. Speaking of support, buymeacoffee.com/wifey, the letter N, Wifey. You can send over as little as $1, sponsor me and my wife to...
Let me get my tongue re-pierced. That's what y'all can pay for.
Wifey wants to get her tongue pierced again. And I mean, I guess I'm the benefit of that as well. So hit us up on buymeacoffee.com. In the meantime, we appreciate you. We love you. Thanks for riding with us. I'm Wifey.
And I am also a wifey.
Peace. Awkward.